70 to put up a really good score for this particular pitch. So it was Tendulkar and Ganguly who came out to bat. Ganguly, a seasoned professional now, a good left-handed batsman. He's had wonderful results, record-breaking stands, especially at this particular ground, alongside with his captain. Those two were the two that put on 252, which is a one-day international record. Sachin Tendulkar, the little master, can he produce today? That swung just a little bit, but it's beautifully played by Tendulkar. It's a very big ground, this, and that ball has only just got to the boundary, the first boundary of the match, and beautifully played.
Yes, Robin, good morning, viewers, wherever you are. Very, very good shot to get off the mark. This ball was swinging, and that's the first ball he's played here. Tendulkar nicely on top of it, good balance, good placement.
Again, that's beautifully played. As it hit the bat, it looked like it wouldn't be much more than one, but Tendulkar has such wonderful hands that he's managed to get that away for 2 runs.
Just a punch at the last minute. A lot of work with the wrist.
Good stroke, square of the wicket. Third man will cut it off. Third man during this game might spend a lot of time running around that boundary. He's got a huge amount of ground to cover, left and right of him. It's a good shot. Will beat mid-off. Probably only for a couple. Tendulkar wants a third, and he's made a good decision.
This again, good timing. He's not trying to hit it too hard. He's concentrated on the placement. He was looking for 3, but he was wise to send Ganguly back because Muralidharan is very quick across the turf. He's a superb fielder.
It's a good shot, and that should run away, except it's slowing down. No, it doesn't get there. It is a very big ground. Oh, what a wonderful throw. Fantastic throw.
Oh, he's got him. Oh, he's gone. Oh, he's dropped it. Oh, he's dropped it. My goodness. The great batsman himself. He's got a little edge to an outswinger. It was perfectly covered, and it just looked to me as if Sanat Jayasuriya had him out. Just watch this. It swings a little bit. Tendulkar goes after it. Thick edge. There he goes, the captain of Sri Lanka. Didn't quite get it. In fact, he might have been protecting that hand of it. Then he nearly picked it up. Onto the knee it goes, and now it bounces away from him. He goes after it, and have a look at him. Well, please catch it. Oh, no. Well, this is what happens. I mean, that's a dreadful feeling. This would have been one of the great wickets of his shortish career so far. However, these things happen, and spare a thought for the captain. Sanat Jayasuriya knows what he's done here. Voice up. Well, that's good running. Oh, no, he's hit the stumps. I think that might be out. Yes, I think he's got him. He's hit a direct hit. We haven't seen many of these from Sri Lanka. I got the feeling that that one was out. For a second, I thought it was good running. He called himself Ganguly. Let's have a look. Salia, what do you think?
I think it's gone. It's a direct hit. He called, but he didn't really rush on that one. But Jayawardene really picking that one, and Abbas really picking that one and hitting that straight on. And it's a close one. It's going to be a one for the third umpire. The umpire's really covering it, Tony.
Well, we'll probably have another angle on that. I've got the feeling that he's out. The umpire there. Let's watch the bails go here. The bails won't stay on this time, I tell you. Oh, yes, he's gone. Just short of the crease. The bail's off. The bat hasn't reached. And I suspect we must see the red light go on. It does indeed. So that's the end of Ganguly. And India have lost their first wicket. So Saurav Ganguly out. India 49 for 1. Well, Sri Lanka have managed to get their first wicket, and that's, from their point of view, very good. They've dropped Tendulkar, but now they've managed to run out Ganguly. Dravid lovely and strong through the onside. Gets his front foot down towards the pitch, just outside the line of the ball, and then hits it through as Surya doing the fielding. Lovely throw, but good piece of batting. Nice timing and placement, and 3 runs. Nice shot to the left of the fieldsman. Have to hurry though. If he hit the stumps, he was out, and Tendulkar scampered through, but he was well short. Should the ball have hit the stump from Adapadu, but just misses again.
Well, this is good running. It has to be too, of course. He sent it straight to the man, Mirutham, I think it is. Underarms it. He's got a skipper in there quickly. And I think that was bye-byes of that hit, as you can see there. Probably a couple of feet short.
Was Muralidharan. Very good fielder at mid-off. Down leg side, but clipped away nicely. Beautiful shot to the boundary. And it may well have been called a wide. It was going down quite a long way away from the pads of Dravid, but he is deadly in that area.
Well, again, you don't want to bowl there, do you? Definitely, if he missed that, would have been wide. The batsman would have been dirty if he missed it, but unfortunately he didn't, and that one is raced away behind square. Too wide for the man down at the backward square. Timed that perfectly, just raced away there.
And again, that's beautifully played. The shot of the morning, going towards the cover point fence, into the shadow, may not just get there. And Tendulkar's got to hurry, and he may be out. He's short of his crease, but he looks out from here, and Tendulkar, like Ganguly did just a half an hour or so ago, is walking from the field. It must have been Tendulkar's call. He must have called for the 3rd run, and the Indian captain, dropped just about 25 minutes ago, has been run out with a brilliant throw.
Well, this is a great piece of fielding. Now, this is exactly what I said this morning. You have to watch this outfield. It's rained all day yesterday, and that ball's pulled up. Tendulkar hesitated a bit, but watch this throw. It lands right on top of the stumps. Now, how unlucky is that? Tendulkar is not in the picture, and he didn't even stay around for that. He is hanging around a bit at the moment. He's had a second view, but
if you watch the left glove of Kalawidarana, just takes the bail off as he goes to the ball.
well, it's a reprieve for Tendulkar. And this time it's the keeper's fault. That ball did hit, but unfortunately for the keeper, he's knocked the stumps before the ball is hit. So that is a reprieve again for the captain. That's a big let-off for India.
Beautifully bowled, and that's out. Well bowled by Shavinder Bhatt. He got the outside edge a couple of balls before, and on that occasion, Rahul Dravid, for the 2nd game in a row, has fended the ball outside the off stump and given a catch to the keeper. He did it to Gilchrist a couple of days ago, and he's done exactly the same thing again. Got into position and pushed at the ball.
Well, he's done him on length there, David. It's a good catch there from the keeper. Ramesh gets across, makes good ground. He had a bit of practice, 2 balls earlier, but again, Vaz gives that same delivery. He falls for it again, and that's a very good catch indeed. Dravid goes for 22. Now India 2.
Frey, 174 matches, 56 centuries. Dancing girls. Driven directly to mid-off. Tendulkar starts off down the wicket, and a sensational run out here. Tendulkar has ridden his luck almost from the moment that he went in. Where he was going there, I really do not know.
Well, this time Tendulkar has to depart. It's again Muralidharan, very quick onto the ball, quick release and dead accurate this time. Tendulkar well short of his ground. India have lost another wicket here. Tendulkar was lucky to be there. Should have been run out at least twice, but he's gone this time for 37. India 93 for 3. Sri Lanka pulling things back. Wait and see if Jadeja called Tendulkar. In fact, he's very clear in his mind that there is no single.
I just don't know where Sachin Tendulkar was going to. No matter curious too, the new man at the crease, just 6 matches, so quite inexperienced really.
That's down the ground. This could be out. Oh, is it going to go all the way? Yes, over the top for 6. That's a very good shot by Jadeja. Down the wicket he came, backed himself, despite the fact that Suresh Pereira was down on the boundary. Have a look at it.
Cricket may not be a contact sport, but it takes a lot of courage for the batsman to use his feet against a spinner who spins it as much as Muralitharan and hit him straight back over his head. Not trying to hit with the spin, in fact, nearly in effect going against the spin, but the bottom hand came into play by Jadeja and he lifted up the bottom hand there.
Hit that one down the ground. This is going to be over the top. No, he's gone. It's over the top. Yes, he misjudged that one down there. There was just a chance that if he'd got back a little bit quicker, he may well have been able to get a hand on that one. Well, it was a strong shot, though, and it's gone all the way to the boundary. Have a look here. Let's see if it goes all the way. I don't think it quite made it.
He really clubbed that ball, got down there, perhaps not quite in position, then clubbed it, and one bounce over into the fence to end the over. So just taking the lead from Jadeja the previous over.
We're starting to get some decent overs together now. 1 or 2 of 8 and 9, and that's these overs here are pretty good for the Indians. Starting to get a few out that are quite useful.
Surya not using his feet quite as well as Jadeja was earlier, and the 50 partnership comes up. So a good effort from these two, and they've just set up a little launching pad here. It's been hit away into the mid-wicket area. They'll get back for 2, but they'll have to hurry. Yeah. Well, for the first time today, the throw wasn't quite near enough to the stumps, but I will reiterate, only for the first time today.
Well, this is a pretty hard throw. It's a bit of a cross-bat slog here. He knows the man's out there, just lobbed short of him. Now, that's a long throw. He's got to throw to the far end here. It's just a little bit off cue, as you can see, and that's probably saved him at the end of the day. Yeah, that bat's just crossing the line now.
He's got that away. You'll get a couple here. Chowdhury in pursuit.
Well, that's the 150 partnership. It's taken a while. As we said before, it started off well, but it just got slower and slower since then. The sweep shot bringing it up, 151 in fact.
They're pretty happy, and the good thing about the people over this part of the world, they're very camera shy.
That's a good shot. It's certainly 4. Is it 6? Umpire is asking the fielders to give him an indication. 4, he says. 4, they say. That's what's required now. A bit of finger pointing there. What all that was about.
Well, I just wonder if it's for bringing the drinks on and gloves on all the time and just slowing the game down. Maybe just running on at will and not asking the umpires. You see him having a go in here, and handy it is. Umpire laying down the laws. This one swatted away. Straight down the man's throat, just behind square. So, 2 interruptions. Chatting by the umpire. All of a sudden, that's when they didn't have to move at all for that one. Very silly shot. Hit it a long way, but straight to the man behind square.
Crucia then the man out. Probably one of the worst balls he's actually faced while he's been out there, and he's just picked the man out. Looked for a moment like it might go all the way, but a comfortable catch.
Well, he could have hit that anywhere, couldn't he? But unfortunately, he didn't. Crucia 29.
And Singh, 88 one-day internationals. It's the 100, 650s. His average is in and around 28, you can see there, but the reason is he does it very explosively. He often comes in this situation just the last few overs. Catch not being taken. That's not a very good ball either, but Jadeja's put it away through the extra cover area very well indeed. It's not always easy to hit the ball in that area that accurately, even if it is a bad ball.
Well, this was a shocker. Robin. So he could have hit that anywhere he'd like. He decided there's a big gap out there between the man at sweeper and the man just both coming into the pitch, outstretched leg. No chance of cutting that off. So that's 2 bad balls in a row. One unfortunately got a wicket.
That's in the air, going towards mid-wicket. Freeman on the leg side fence and standing underneath that, a comfortable catch. So poor choice. We saw it last over when Robin Singh decided to try and sweep the ball in the air on the leg side, and finally he makes the ultimate mistake, and Muralitharan gets his first wicket of the day.
Robin Singh trying to go over the top, playing against the spin, and Shamita was watching it all the way. And quite pleased with it for taking that. So it was well watched. And that's the end of Robin Singh. Please, Tommy Devas. Robin Singh 4, India 169 for 5.
Prasad is the new man to come to the crease, playing just his 5th match. Jadeja is so good with his footwork. And a big shout. The umpire's called for the 3rd umpire. There's a bit of labouring by Prasad on that occasion, initially for the 2nd run. And with the way that he was running, I was watching him run, he looked like he was strolling through, and suddenly the throw came in, one bounce over the stumps, and Prasad may be caught short of his ground, and he is. So the ball being thrown from the hands into the stumps. So Muralitharan, he knew that Prasad was so close, so he throws the ball at the stumps from about 4 or 5 inches, and you can see quite clearly there the bail's already dislodged and the bat's well short of the popping crease. So that is something for young Prasad to learn. And the only light system in the world where red says go, because Mrs. Prasad, your son, is out. So Prasad run out for naught, not facing any deliveries, and that is without doubt the most disappointing way to get out.
So they could chop out there. Be looking to try and force the pace. They're still under 5 runs and over, and they'll be looking to try and up it to about over 5.
In the air, and that's the danger of the sweep, and the man at 45 for the catch, and another wicket falls, and Jadeja falls just 1 short of his 50. He can't believe it. He's such a good sweeper of the ball. He perhaps just tried to paddle it around a little bit too quietly, and he paid the penalty.
So trying to sweep the leg spinner. Really not been able to get on top of that one. Getting the top edge, and a very, very comfortable catch to Jayawardene. So India is going to be really pressed now to try and up this rate. Ajay Jadeja out for 49. India 173 for 7.
And Kumble comes to the crease for India with his side in a lot more trouble now than what he would have thought and expected about an hour or so ago. 3 wickets have fallen in the last 7 deliveries, and that really has thrown India into a bit of disarray, this late order. Comes in because Ajay Jadeja tried to sweep it. His right hand came off the bat, his bottom hand, and just lost a little bit of control. Jayawardene takes the easy catches, and the leg break goes past the leg break's bat, and the umpire has called for the 3rd umpire. Brilliant piece of work by Kalawitarana, but he hasn't got too excited about it, which would tend to suggest, Salia, that he's not out.
Yeah, he doesn't look too excited about it. Normally he's, see, his foot is still up, but he pushes his toe back.
And he gets the benefit of the doubt. Bit of flight, and the outside half of the bat, and it's going to clear the infield, is it? No, it is, because of a mistake. A drop catch. Muralitharan, who is one of the best fieldsmen around, just couldn't stop the spinning ball. It really would have been spinning like a top and it hit his hands.
To turn around and go after it. Kept his eyes on it, got his hands to it, but I think the spin undid him there. Really couldn't get under that one. Watched it all the way though.
They'll look for 2, and hesitation. There's a run out for short, one end or the other end, or both. So they've chosen one end, and they'll go back to the other end. Kalawitarana will take the bails off, and the umpire will have to say, Anil Kumble, you go back to the change rooms. So a disappointment for India. Their running today has been poor.
Really, Chopra not looking hurried enough. He was looking, Kumble was committed, did hesitate. But there may have been the two if they really did go on it on a positive basis. Missed on one side, went to the other one. So I think Kumble has run out for 3.
Srinath has come to the wicket following that run out. Very experienced player. And he's got a few overs to bat. He's got 4 overs to bat if he's good enough. Getting himself a dozen or 15. It's a makeshift set of stumps. I've seen them coconut as a stump. Choice to continue, pulled away nicely. Single, no, they'll look for 2 on this occasion.
Mavanatha Fatu, a very correct player. A little contrast to Sanat Jayasuriya, has made some very, very valuable contributions.
Oh, and he nearly chopped that one back onto the stumps. He was late on that one. It's a good delivery, but it's gone for 4. A little bit lucky. But that's the way things happen. Tendulkar was a little bit lucky as well. Jayasuriya shots with an inside edge.
That one, really not the normal flowing Jayasuriya, but done it from a bit of pace. It came on much quicker than he expected.
He loves the cut shot in the air. It's going just wide of the man at third man. It was in the air though, and it's gone to the fence for 4. Jayasuriya is off. That was a beautiful shot. Uppishly played, but boy, is he strong. Look at those arms of his. When he hits them, they stay hit. In the air and through that gully area again. Sachin's going to have to do something about that. Will this go for 4? Yes. Oh, it's gone to the boundary. Well, he's amazing, isn't he? That one actually went in the air through that area. They're going to have to do something about it. It's worth having another fieldsman in there to try and get rid of him.
And Will, right through him. He played outside the line. It just came back ever so much. And that's beautifully played. We've come to see Jayasuriya hit balls square on the wicket on the offside. He's just showing that he's just as good. Rocking back onto the back foot and clubbing it over mid-wicket. In the air, and a brilliant effort at third slip. Ganguly jumped and leapt to his left, but just evaded him. It's a great effort, but it's a boundary.
It'll be interesting to see if he got any fingers to it. This ball was travelling and in fact went very quickly away from Ganguly. Good effort.
Pulled away through the empty spaces of mid-wicket for 4.
Well, that's what happened the other day. Just dropped one short. Jayasuriya was quickly onto that. Just whipped it away. Just too short there. Not enough pace out of this pitch. He hammers it. It's interesting to see that man out there just behind square. Doesn't have a clue where this ball went. I was watching his reaction and he didn't see it at all. He didn't know where it went. But he picked the gap anyway. There's no chance he would have had of cutting that off. Maybe for his style of play, but he's just stood back and just swatted this through extra cover, picked the gap nicely and just said, well, chase that one. Well, I think he's going to have to push him through a little bit quicker there. That one, okay, it's his first ball, but that's how the partnership's been done.
Big appeal from not only the bowler but from every fielder that's anywhere within the vicinity of the batsman.
Well, you don't often see a bowler smile when there's a big appeal like that. Well, I don't know, it's gone close to it. They've appealed for the court. I don't think he's not that far away from LBW either. He's gone back. So if he hasn't hit it, it's not looking too bad for LBW.
Good shot down the wicket, driven back past the bowler. It should go all the way and does. There is life in Marvin Atapatu.
Well, this is a very good shot, especially from Kumble, who usually doesn't give you much chance to use your feet.
It's pulled away. You can put them where you like, says Jayasuriya. I'll help myself to 4 more. End of the over, 15 gone, 69 for no wicket. And Jayasuriya's 50.
Well, Jayasuriya brings up his 50 in that over. Tendulkar has tried to keep him down, but it hasn't worked.
Oh, he's lost one too. He's done it himself. Sanat Jayasuriya is out. Well, having had a go at Marvin Atapatu and try to settle him down, he himself has succumbed. Well, there we are, the pressures of captaincy, worried so much about his partner down the other end, goes for the big one and he's beautifully stumped. That's comprehensively out. Now there we are, there's an example of pressure on a captain, worrying about his mate down the other end and then getting out himself. That's the trap. Mishka Gunawardena. It's 13 matches, so a little bit of experience here. And so now all of a sudden, you've got a slightly different set of circumstances. And you watch Sachin Tendulkar now bring the fieldsman in.
This is the reason why, Tony. Sanat Jayasuriya going down, playing right across, losing his concentration on that occasion.
Oh yes, there was 2 noises there. Vishka Gunawardena looks up, but I think it was probably his bat, and then his bat onto his pad, and the ball went away on the offside. Indians all crowding in there. Let's see if we can pick this up. The ball hits the pad, and did it go off the bat? I don't think so. I think the bat was just back a little bit. The double noise was the bat hitting the pad after the ball had hit the pad. Oh, he's got that one away nicely, right off the mid of the bat. That'll run away down to the boundary for 4, and that will relieve the pressure for Gunawardena a bit. That was just a little bit too short, gave him a bit of room, and Gunawardena played that shot very well. Waited for the ball and hit it nice and firmly.
He was on the front foot, waited on it. And just a bit of room there. And with a nice full flow of the bat, getting his placement perfect.
And he goes for the big one, and he's hit this nicely. We'll have to wait for the umpire signal here. It's touch and go, whether it's cleared the rope or not. But a good clean hit from Atapatu. He was eyeing that gap for some time now. This time he really got stuck into that one.
Well, he really positioned himself nicely, didn't he? Just see if this ball clears the rope or not. Well, just inside, just inside.
Again, some turn there. They all go up. Up goes the finger. Jayawardena isn't happy. I beg your pardon, Gunawardena isn't happy, but the Indians are elated. They picked up another wicket here. Sri Lanka have lost their 2nd wicket with the score exactly on 100.
Well, this one was well pitched up. He's played back to it. There's a big shout there. Well, not so big as ones we've seen before. Well, could have just kissed the edge of that bat. The keeper's very confident. First slip is a bit of an after appeal there from the bowler, but it doesn't matter. The umpire reckoned that was out. Took his time. Gunawardena, a man dismissed. He's gone for 7 off 16. The 2nd wicket down for 100.
So the vice-captain of the Sri Lankan team, Mahela Jayawardena, comes out to replace Gunawardena. That's nicely played. This could go away to the boundary. Just cut off inside there by Venkatesh Prasad. And Atapatu going back for the 3rd. So good over in the end for the Sri Lankans at the halfway stage. Sri Lanka 110 for 2.
So is
that one there. This time he's rocked back. That's a good shot, that one. It's a hard shot to play against Kumble. Amanda gets a bit of extra bounce, extra top spin, but he's just rocked back inside this one and whacked it through mid-wicket.
Yes, you're right, Jeff. Very good shot this. He's picked the length up very quickly. It wasn't all that short, but Atapadu has been there long enough. So the deep mid-wicket is coming now. There is a silly point for Jayawardene, and he chips it over the infield. That's a good shot. A chase for the Indian captain. And they settle for 2. Tendulkar's got a strong arm. But this is good cricket by the Sri Lankans. They're putting the pressure back on Tendulkar. Pull the man back into the ring. And this is the shot Jayawardene plays.
Well, you could bet on that. If you're right, the man was just bored. He wasn't quite where that was hit. He was a lot squarer. But with that big gap out, Kumble bowls into your legs as well. If the man could get to pitch the ball, which he can, he could just chip that through mid-wicket. Well, that's the quicker one there. Might have been a little bit high. A big shout for LBW. Really whipped it through. Did the batsman easy. Just have a look at this. Well, just missing leg, I think. Needed to come back a little bit. Just going on with the arm.
And further frustration for Anil Kumble. The Sri Lankan batsman just not allowing Kumble to settle down into any sort of rhythm here. And another good over. 29 gone, 129 for 2.
Bad over again from Anil Kumble there. 9 from that over. This was the last delivery. See the extra bounce he's getting in that. It's making it awkward, but the batsmen don't really mind that at all with the field up. They're just guiding it through gaps. He bowls very, very quick indeed, so it's quite easy to get a few runs from it, and that's exactly what they do. 3 runs resulting from that delivery.
So these two doing a pretty good job. They've added 29 in pretty good time. It's come up just 33 balls. They've played Kumble particularly well. He's been expensive. 4 overs for 31. Very good use of his feet. He's a good young player, this man, Jayawardene. And a good shot to end the over. Boundary there, 136 for 2 after 30.
He's been quite consistent after the wicket. Even they really picked up Jayawardene entry has really changed things.
And bowled him. Bottom edge onto the stumps. Didn't bounce as much as he would have thought. And what a breakthrough. So Jayawardene is gone. He tried the cut shot. It just may have come back as well as keeping it a little bit low, and he dragged it onto the stumps. So what a breakthrough for Robin Singh.
So it did come back off the seam. Jayawardene has been playing that very fine down towards the third man region, but on that occasion, been only able to really
over pitched and well played. Nicely played between a mid-off and extra cover. It'll may go all the way to the rope. It does. Corsair couldn't do anything but just escort it towards the rope, and just a bit of an over-pitched delivery and punch with some nice timing.
went right through with that one. Atapadu picking the spot perfectly. So I've seen many of those half volleys, making full use of that on that occasion. Nicely balanced, poised, nice flow off the bat.
Last ball of Srinath's 8 over. Inside edge, and a big appeal again. I'm not sure why they appealed on that one, but to me it was quite clearly off the inside edge with a single to bring up three, and he has. So the second half century of the Sri Lankan innings following Jayasuriya's 61 from 62 balls, and Atapadu goes to 50 from 93 balls. 34 overs gone. Sri Lanka 155 for 3. So 35 overs gone. 148 for 3, 161 up for 3. But it's just that ease in which Sri Lanka is doing it. So that little run right there. Well bowled, and a very good Yorker. He has to dig it out, the youngster, and he did it. Atapadu with some good skill.
This very good delivery by Srinath, right on the block hole, right on the spot. The Katisaram digging it out, losing his balance, coming down quickly on that one.
Inside the line. It's the Indians certainly turning their appeals on. I think they've decided they're going to give it the full go. Perhaps they're just a little bit pumped up. But I tell you, it does work against you a little bit. That one going down the leg side, clearly. A bit of puff of dust there. It works against you a little bit with umpires if you overdo the appealing. So we've seen a bit of that around the world. We've seen it especially with one or two of the wicketkeepers. Appealed for almost anything. Over the top, well, that's what he's been asking for, and he's played it well. It's running away down towards the boundary. Probably won't quite get down there. They'll pick up 3, though. So the Sri Lankans invited to do just that and doing it.
Well, that's fair enough, and it's good cricket. I don't think Kumble will be disappointed to see this. Well, Tendulkar, Kumble might, because there's 3 runs off his bowling. Tendulkar won't, because he wants to force the issue a little bit. The fact that the batsman was successful on this occasion.
Straight down the ground, right off the middle of the bat. Is that one going to go for 4? I suspect it's going to be pretty close. A desperate effort down there. It's gone all the way. That's a good strike. Straight over the top of the bowler's head. Mid off and mid on wide. And once again, it's Jadeja who goes diving away down there and finds himself in the dirt again.
Fine shot, this. Long off is really quite wide. He's almost long extra cover, if you like, or deep extra cover. That has gone gun barrel straight back over the bowler's head. Jadeja at wide mid-on makes a desperate effort.
19 to get now, 39 balls. Can they lose from here? Oh, I doubt it. There'll be a few questions asked. Oh, he's hit that one, Miles. It's gone up in the air now. Is he going to get caught? It'll be a great catch if it is. No, it's out of the reach of the fieldsman down there. Well, and he's coming back. This is going to be close. Is it going to get down the far end? No, it's comfortably home. Well, we've gone from a lovely, quiet, peaceful little game of cricket all of a sudden to the thing flying around in all directions. Have a look at the shot again.
Good strike. He hasn't quite got it where he wanted to, but he's certainly got some height on it, which gave the field an opportunity to get somewhere near it. It was Jadeja, so if there was ever any chance, he'd have got there. Then the scramble for 3 and the throw to the other end, and kept him interested for a while. Disappointing it will be, though, for the home crowd if they don't make the final. It's a 50 partnership between these two. It hasn't been electrifying, but it hasn't had to be. Quite a lot of deliveries have been used up in getting to it. It's been very professional and very effective. There, 74 balls, in fact, for the 50 partnership. Siram's contribution, 18.
I suppose it might be worth speculating on what Tendulkar will say this evening. He'll be asked just a little later on in the presentation, what went wrong. I suspect, and he'll say, well, just not enough runs. This pitch was too good, and we really needed to be up there around the 250 mark. And that one through the offside field, and that'll go all the way to the fence for 4. That's a lovely shot. Short outside off stump. The ball whistles through the offside field and into the fence for 4. So the scores now are level.
Good improvisation and perfect timing. No real flourish with the bat. It just hit the sweet spot and raced away. First of all, make room. Contact.
So 1 to win now. And there it is, played down to fine leg, and that's a very good victory to Sri Lanka. They've played very well this evening. And what's more, they bowled very well earlier today. And well played is the word there from Jadeja. I think that all the Indians recognise that. It's also interesting that Jayasuriya thought 240 would be enough.